Dubrovnik, Croatia. Sailing into the beautiful 12th century Croatian walled city of Dubrovnik is one of the great cruising experiences. The spectacular old town, with its pretty harbour, towering ramparts, creamy stone pavements and red-roofed buildings, is crammed with architectural wonders, like Onofrio's fountain, constructed in the 1430s, and the 14th century Franciscan monastery, home to a wonderful statue of the Pieta, carved in 1498, and the world's oldest pharmacy, established in 1391. Visit too the magnificently Gothic Sponza Palace and the 18th century Baroque church of St. Blaise, Dubrovnik's patron saint. And when you've had your fill of sightseeing, you'll find pretty restaurants and cafes tucked away on Dubrovnik's narrow side streets. Worth exploring, as they also contain offbeat shops and art galleries. Lacework, oil paintings and ceramics are good buys, but take plenty of cash, as some shops don't accept credit cards. Venice, Italy. This World Heritage City is just about the perfect cruise call because everything you want to see is so easily accessible, whether the ship docks just down from St Mark's Square or further up the Grand Canal at the main Venice Cruise Terminal complex. Cars are banned from the maze of narrow cobbled streets and 500 historic bridges within the city centre, so there are just the two choices for getting around: the Vaporetto water bus network or just plain walking. A gondola ride is really for fun and romance rather than transportation. Start walking from St Mark's Square with its ancient basilica, lavish Doge's palace and imposing bell tower. Then follow signs for the shop-lined Rialto Bridge and the Bridge of Sighs. But wherever you walk, there are intriguing arty shops, museums and galleries, plus some tasty cafes and restaurants along the way.
Welcome to the 60s and 70s night.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Split, Croatia. Nestling on the sparkling Dalmatian coast, the medieval Croatian port of Split faces the myriad magical islands of the Kornati archipelago, which include Brač, Hvar and Vis. Face the other way across Split's waterfront and you'll see Diocletian's Palace, one of the best preserved Roman palaces in Europe and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The pedestrianised centre of Split is easy to walk around. Wander around its huddle of alleys and piazzas, and then, for a great view, climb the exposed steps to the top of the 200 feet high cathedral bell tower. Sip a drink at one of the many cafes along the seafront Riva, or pop into a Konoba wine cellar to sample the excellent locally produced reds and whites. Culinary specialities include smoke and wind-dried ham, stewed beef with noodles, and delicious lamb dishes. Just 3 miles from Split are the ruins of ancient Salona, once capital of the Roman province of Dalmatia.
Please welcome our captain, Captain Paul Brown.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I've been waiting 10 minutes out of that for this warm-up act. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, what a wonderful occasion it was on Tuesday the 3rd of July as we sailed out to Southampton. And what an amazing cruise it's been so far, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. And I'm sure you're all watching Sky News and you're seeing that weather forecast for the UK, and that rain just keeps on coming and coming. Anyway, you are most definitely in the right place. We're here to unveil a plaque, a photograph of our sail away from Southampton, and as Hughie said, we've got a very, very special guest. The lady I'm now going to introduce is our longest cruise passenger, indeed, of all the 7 ships that are out there today. The next lady is the most travelled of all passengers on all of the 7 ships at the present time. So please give a big round of applause, a massive round of applause for Mrs. Irene Hopkins. I'm sure that many of you would have seen Irene on cruises that you've taken in the past. Irene has sailed. Well, if you include the days that we've gone so far, we have travelled 1,660 days with P&O Cruises since the year 2000. That is almost 5 years continuously on board cruise ships. A big round of applause. Irene would love to say a few words to you. I know you would love, wouldn't you? Irene would love to say a few words. I'll say the first bit. Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking.
I hope you all enjoy children as much as I do. That's what I'll say.
That's all you need to say, Irene. Applause for our celebrity staff. Irene, I'd like to say thank you very much from all of us at P&O Cruises, and in particular the ship's company Adventure. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming along. Enjoy the event. Perhaps see you down at the stage if you want anything signed. Thank you.
Shuffleboard is a game that's been played on ships for many, many years and has become a great social event. And on cruise ships, it's an ideal way to make new friends. The rules of the game are very simple. You have 4 shuffleboard pucks each, coloured either red or yellow. The shots alternate. Red starts first, and then for following ends, the highest score will go first. You play 4 ends, so yourself and a partner pair up, one either end of the court. The way the scoring works, the puck must make it past the central lines in between the 2 scoring areas. If the puck lands on a line, there will be no score. If it lands clearly inside one of the numbered sections, you add up all the scores, highest score wins overall.
Palma, Mallorca. Dominated by its iconic Gothic cathedral, the Mallorcan capital and cruise port Palma has been transformed in recent years into one of the most sophisticated hotspots of the Mediterranean. Fine shops rub shoulders with authentic Balearic restaurants and tapas bars in this easy-to-navigate city, from the harbour filled with expensive yachts